Right now, former President Donald Trump is being arraigned in federal court right here in the district. You're looking live at the Pretty Man Courthouse, where the former president is appearing before a judge as we speak.
He has been indicted on federal charges for a third time, this time in connection to the January 6th Capitol riots and his alleged role in efforts to overturn the election.
And thank you for joining us on this Thursday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. It's a historic day here in the nation's capital. We're following that developing story closely throughout the day, bringing you all the latest information on the former president's latest legal battle.
Again, taking a live look outside at the courthouse this afternoon, the former president entered the building about 30 minutes ago, surrounded by members of his team of Secret Service members.
Now, what we know right now is the case is being presided over by Judge Tanya Chutkan. She was randomly assigned to the case, and Judge Chutkan has a record of being particularly strict with anyone involved in the Capitol riot. Earlier today on his Truth Social platform, Trump posting that he was on his way to D.C. to, quote, be arrested.
And right now, we're going to take you right back outside live at the courthouse. That's where we find our Daniel Hamburg.
Now, Daniel, what can you tell us about what you've been seeing all day today?
Well, guys, it's been mostly calm out here. A lot of people walking by, just tourists who aren't even sure what's going on here. There are some protesters out here making their voices heard, as well as some other people celebrating this indictment of former President Donald Trump. But nowhere near the crowds we saw at Trump's last arraignment in New York. That was, of course, for a different case. He was indicted on charges of that hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Now, in this case, prosecutors argue that Trump knowingly lied to his supporters, fueling the January 6th insurrection. He's facing 4 charges of conspiracy to obstruct collecting, counting, and certifying the vote in the 2020 election. He's expected to plead not guilty. He said earlier today on his Truth Social platform that that Democrats don't want to run against him, or they wouldn't be doing this, quote, unprecedented weaponization of government. As I said, some people are treating today like a party, celebrating, while others are saying that they hope to see Trump go through this court system and face justice. So again, as far as the crowds out here, it is quite a sight in terms of the members of the media compared to the amount of protesters. A lot more media than protesters, guys.
And Daniel, thank you so much for that. But before we let you go, what has stood out the most for you today from what you've been seeing?
Well, like I said, honestly, the fact that it is somewhat of a quiet scene. There have been some clashes between Trump supporters and those who are excited to see him be indicted in this case. But there have been some people dressing up in costumes and inflatables, walking around, basically perusing back and forth around the courthouse. We didn't see former President Trump enter the courthouse. He went through that back entrance into the garage here at the courthouse. So there hasn't really been much of a fuss out here in terms of the actual proceedings going on inside.
All right, Daniel, thank you. And we're going to check back with you later on in the hour. And our Chris Flanagan is monitoring what goes on inside the courtroom, and he'll join us live with updates as they happen.
Now, this latest indictment is again the third against the former president. You may remember he was first indicted by a grand jury back in March. That case alleges Trump falsified business records in connection to hush money payments made to an adult film actress during his 2016 campaign. A trial is set for next March.
Then in June, a federal grand jury in Florida charged the former president with violating the Espionage Act. Now, this is after the former president allegedly hoarded classified documents in his Mar-a-Lago home. That trial is scheduled for next May.
And the latest indictment he's being arraigned right now on he was accused by his team trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Now, again, we are monitoring what happens with Trump's historic arraignment, and we'll go back to it as it develops, coming in from news develops and comes in from that federal courthouse. We're also updating online the details there on dcnewsnow.com. Just use the search word Trump in the search bar on the top right corner of your screen. It will help you to find the most up-to-date articles on this.
Okay, well, let's switch gears. That sunshine that we've seen really for all week now, today was a little spotty, and we even saw a few scattered showers this afternoon, right?
Yes, but it's Friday Eve, so, we have to make it a great day. But so far, looking outside, we are seeing a little bit of haze there. Let's get over to our meteorologist now, Brittany Ward, forecaster. Brittany Ward there for a first look at our forecast.
Hey guys, yeah, still seeing some scattered showers across portions of the DMV over the past hour. Here's a look at radar showing you the entire area, mainly seeing a bulk of the rain in northern Virginia, and we're also starting to see some heavy downpours make their way into the mountain counties. So kind of zooming into radar, showing you some heavy downpours just sliding out of North Germantown along I-270 there in Montgomery County, and then heading to northern Virginia. Again, this is where we're seeing a bulk of those lighter showers right around 66 and just along that I-81 corridor. So heading home this afternoon into the evening, just be mindful of that and take your time. Then we head further off north there towards Cumberland. You're seeing those heavier downpours right there on I-68, just hovering along the Maryland and Pennsylvania border. And honestly, this will be the trend as we head into the rest of your Thursday. Low temperatures tonight. It's going to be a mild night yet again out there as lows are dipping down into the upper 50s to upper 60s across the board. 69 is expected to be the low here in the nation's capital. Upper 50s as you head over there to Martinsburg, and then we finally get into the mid 50s as you head along the mountain counties. Now, as we head into your Friday, still going to be seeing a few light showers early in the morning ahead of a cold front that's going to be sparking up some more afternoon showers and thunderstorms, so definitely keep it here. We'll have a check of your Friday forecast and what to expect heading into your weekend coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Well, turning now to Northern Virginia, where parents of special needs students are urging the state attorney general to investigate the Department of Education and the Fairfax County School Division. They're alleging that both entities engaged in deeply rooted and long-standing practices of discrimination. DC News Now's Haley Milon covers Northern Virginia for us. She is investigating those claims.
Parents here in Fairfax County and beyond are asking the Virginia Attorney General to consider a potential violation of the state's Human Rights Act. They say the system is rigged so badly against them, they don't have a shot at getting their kids the help they need in schools. Trevor Chaplick and his wife couldn't get FCPS to place their severely disabled son in a residential facility, so they resorted to taking due process, assigned by the Supreme Court. But after losing again, Chaplick spent tens of thousands of dollars to request data on due process, finding that in Virginia, less than 2% of cases are decided in favor of families, and that 2/3 of due process officers had never ruled in favor of families. Now, he's out to beat a system that he says is rigged against parents like him.
The stresses of being a family or a parent of disabled is breaking up. It's breaking up families because of the stress alone. They have a very high divorce rate. And when you add to that sort of militant, weaponized, adversarial process thrown at parents, it's really depriving them of their rights.
The Attorney General's office said it couldn't comment on the filing. Now, coming up in our next hour, how Chaplick and other parents think they could fix the system. In Fairfax County, I'm Haley Milon, DC News Now.